What is up, everybody? How you guys doing? Appreciate all y'all being here. As always, man, 11 game slate tonight. This is going to be a crazy slate for sure. Ton of guys questionable today. It feels like literally half the slate's questionable right now. A lot of the big stars are questionable. Luka, Westbrook, Embiid. There's so many more. Like Porzingis. We're getting some news though right now. So Lou Williams just got ruled out, and I just got a word that Ben Simmons expected to play. So we got an update on Ben Simmons. He's going to play. Lou Will's out. I don't think Lou Will being out really changes too much. But I guess, if Trae Young's out too, then, if we get no Trae Young, no Lou Williams, maybe we could look to someone like Brandon Goodwin. I don't think I'm going to play Brandon Goodwin on this slate, but if without Lou Will, I think that at least benefits him. With Ben Simmons expected to play, though, I think that is pretty interesting because he went from out to questionable to now playing, which makes me assume that one of the other stars, Simmons or Embiid or Harris, it makes me assume one of them's probably going to be out. Like I'm surprised that Simmons went from out to questionable to playing. So I wouldn't be surprised if Embiid sits or if Harris sits. Keep an eye on that, obviously. Those are two of the biggest injuries. Westbrook's now questionable, which is huge news. Luckily, Washington plays at 7 o'clock, so we'll have that news before lock. But there's a lot of questionable guys later in the night, especially on the Mavs side with Luka and Porzingis. I mean, if Luka and Porzingis get ruled out, I said this in my video, like if they get ruled out after lock, I mean, this slate's just going to get crazy because then, you're going to have to do a lot of late swapping. If you have spots open, if we don't have news on Luka before lock, I think it might be smart to not go too heavy on the early games, so that way you can save stuff open for later in the night. If these Dallas guys get ruled out, you can play, Tim Hardaway, you can play Jalen Brunson. It just depends when we get that news. I have no idea when we're going to get it, but crazy slate, guys. Still a lot of questionable players right now. It feels like still half the slate's questionable, but I'll try and do my best to give you guys my thoughts on this slate, kind of where I'm looking to go, how I'm approaching it right now. So as always, I appreciate your support, guys. Appreciate you being here. For the next 30 to 40 minutes, we'll just answer questions, talk through this slate, just try and give you guys the winners. So, Noah, how about Jared Allen tonight? Yeah, Jared Allen I do like quite a bit. Shetty Osman I like as well. So, I wasn't sure if Colin Sexton was going to play or not. I thought there was a chance he would play, but we have already gotten news that Colin Sexton is going to be out again. So that does make me like some guys from Cleveland. Plus, Larry Nance is also out. Isaiah Hartenstein is also out. So, I mean, Jared Allen with no Nance, with no Hartenstein, like Jared Allen I assume plays 34, 35 minutes again, if not maybe even like 36 minutes. His production's kind of been up and down lately, but if we're going to get like 35, 36 minutes from Jared Allen, I think at 7K, he is definitely someone I'll be looking to from Cleveland. And then Jetty Osman, we saw what he did last night with Colin Sexton out. Started, played 37 minutes, had 31 DK points. I assume he gets big minutes again, especially with Larry Nance out. Like Larry Nance is someone that can take minutes away from Osman. Now that Nance isn't playing, I like Jetty Osman a lot. I think he's one of the best value plays right now. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of good value today. There's going to be value opened up as the night progresses, but right now I think Jetty Osman's one of my favorite values for sure. So yeah, I didn't have much interest in Cleveland before the day, but now we have that news. I think there are some appealing guys I like on Cleveland. Jared Allen, Jetty Osman, those are the two I'm really looking to. I like the Gronk look. Hey, appreciate that, Kenny. Appreciate that, man. It's getting summertime. It's getting hot outside, so I had to get rid of all the hair. I had to get rid of it. But I said this a while ago. Like in 3 or 4 months, I'll have a full afro again. My hair it grows so fast. Did have the best luck yesterday for my birthday. Had a couple duds in my lineup. Hopefully today will be better. Excuse me. Hey, I wish you the best, Patrick, and happy belated birthday, my man. Happy belated birthday. Thoughts on Garland or pivot to Simmons? I would say that if Embiid gets ruled out, I would definitely rather play Ben Simmons. Like, I haven't played Ben Simmons in I don't even know how long. Like, Ben Simmons hasn't touched my lineup in what feels like weeks. But if we get news that, like, Harris and Embiid are both out, then I love Ben Simmons in that case. I just don't know when we're going to get that news. I think one of them's probably going to sit. I think Simmons, he probably is going to play so that one of them can sit. We'll see, though. But I wouldn't be surprised if Embiid sits or if Harris sits. I think right now I'd lean Simmons, but if Embiid and Harris both play, I would take Garland there. Keith Kicks. What's up, Noah? How did you do in the Yahoo NBA Cup Friday? I scored a 322. I was pretty happy with that score. Curious how you fared. I can take a look, Robert. I don't exactly know. I can't remember what Friday's slate was, or like how I did Friday. Let me take a look. So I gotta see on the app. Okay, here's where it is. So yeah, so Friday, yeah, I had 337.4. That was my main lineup on Yahoo that I played in the Yahoo Cup. Brandon Goodwin, Bogdan, Marcus Smart, Kevin Huerter, Tatum, Darius Baisley, Nurkic, and PG. That was my Yahoo lineup Friday in the Yahoo Cup. Patrick Bush, $5 super chat. I cashed 4 nights in a row because of the content and core plays you provide. Thank you and good luck tonight. Hey, I appreciate that, Patrick. Appreciate the support, man. I'm glad you're cashing. That's awesome. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate your support as always, my man. Deontay Murray or Halliburton? I would definitely rather play Halliburton, I think, Michael. Just, we saw what Halliburton did last night with De'Aaron Fox out. Halliburton, his price is just going to keep going up, for the next week or two while Fox is out. Like, there's a chance that Halliburton gets up to like 8K. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets that expensive. So I think we're still getting a little bit of a discount on Halliburton. On Yahoo, he's one of my favorite plays over there. He's way too cheap on Yahoo, so I'd take Halliburton, I think. Which studs are low owned right now? I mean, I think Towns is going to be really low owned. I think Vooch is going to be really low owned. I think Zion's going to be pretty low owned. Same with Julius Randle. Like, I would assume that Jokic, I would say probably Jokic and, I don't know Westbrook, but probably Jokic is going to be like the highest owned stud on the slate if I had to guess. But I mean, I don't really have access to ownership projections. This is just my guess. But those guys I mentioned, I think there's going to be a lot of low-owned studs. I mean, it's an 11-game slate. Ownership's going to be spread out. So if you want to find a low-owned stud, there's plenty of options. On Yahoo, would you spend up at power forward or go with the mid to lower salary player? I mean, probably go to the mid-range. There's a lot of mid-range options I like at power forward. Jaren Jackson Jr., I think is still too cheap on Yahoo for him. If he's going to play like 26, 28 minutes, I think Triple J looks really good there. Anthony Davis is $22 on Yahoo, so I want to ask you guys something. I want everyone in the chat to answer this. If Anthony Davis, let's say, if he was like 6K on DraftKings tonight, would you be playing Anthony Davis? If Anthony Davis was 6K on DraftKings, would you play him? I want everybody in the chat to answer. On this slate, personally. I mean, just assuming that, the slate were to lock right now, would you play him? Yes, no, 100%. All right, so for those of you that play on Yahoo, I have no idea what kind of minutes we're going to get from Anthony Davis, but I talked about this in my Yahoo video, in my NBA video last night, and on Yahoo. Anthony Davis is $22 on Yahoo. He's the same price as Darius Baisley. He's cheaper than Kyle Anderson. He's cheaper than John Collins. I feel like if Anthony Davis gets like 30 minutes tonight, I mean, he could put up 45 and just, you have to have him on Yahoo at $22. I feel like nobody's going to play him, but I don't know, honestly. Like, he's been bad. Like, he's played 2 games since coming back from injury, 15 fantasy points, 24 fantasy points. He hasn't been good at all, but he's $22 on Yahoo. Like, comparing that to DK, I would say that if that was on DK, he would be like 6K. So I don't know what I'm going to do with AD. I don't know. I don't know if I'm playing him on Yahoo or not, but man, I'm tempted at that price. I feel like if he was like 6K on DK, he'd be like massive chalk. So I don't know if he's going to be massive chalk on Yahoo. It's going to be interesting to see. But you have there's other guys that are cheaper that look good too. But I do like AD at his Yahoo price. Obviously, you're not playing him on DraftKings though, at 9,400 or whatever he is. Garland and Conley, same price on Yahoo. Which one would you pick, or rather have, or Kobe White? I would probably take Garland over Conley now that Sexton's out. But yeah, I think I'd rather just take the savings and play Kobe White. I like Kobe White a lot at his Yahoo price. I think $20 on Yahoo is just a little bit too cheap for Kobe White right now. DraftKings, he's viable too. I'm not as high on him on DK, but definitely like Kobe White on Yahoo. I don't play guys who are battling with injury and just got back, just like Lowry. Yeah, I guess that's the one risk, Michael. Like, obviously AD, I mean, he's not like, if he would have came back in his first 2 games and averaged, his normal fantasy points per minute, then I would probably be just locking him in. But given that he hasn't played well, I think that's what makes it a bit risky. But he played 28 minutes last game. If we get 28, 30 minutes from Anthony Davis, I mean, for $22 on Yahoo, like he could easily give you a good score for that salary and outscore everyone that's priced around him. What do you think of Halliburton, PG-13, Osman, Siakam, Plumlee, White, PJ, Mykhailiuk? That looks pretty solid right now, David. I mean, Siakam I don't really like that much, but the rest I'm okay with. Mykhailiuk for me, I'm only going to place V if, if he starts. If he doesn't start, then I probably wouldn't go there. But yeah, if V starts, I think he's a good value, and the rest is okay. Beal if Westbrook is out, I mean, yeah, Bradley Beal is going to become a top pay-up option for me if Westbrook gets ruled out. I mean, Beal's kind of expensive on DK, but he still is probably too cheap if Westbrook sits. Like, Beal should be 10K and above when Westbrook's out. I think I'm playing him at that price on Yahoo. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's a tough decision, Chris. It's a tough decision. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like at the end of the night, if he plays like 30 minutes and puts up like 40, I'm going to be just hating myself because I didn't play him. But then I feel like if I do play him, he'll just have another game like he did last game where he'll put up 25 and 28 minutes. Do you mind playing Beal with PG-13 and not going expensive on a center? I mean, the center position on Yahoo, yeah, I guess like there are some mid-tier plays I have interest in now. Like I think Jared Allen, if I'm not paying up for a Jokic or an Embiid, Jared Allen's probably my next favorite center, $25. So yeah, if you could do that, you could definitely do that, Donovan. Like you could definitely play PG-13 and Beal and then go like a Jared Allen at center. But yeah, there's not really much value at center on Yahoo. Normally, well, I guess Gafford, maybe. Robin Lopez is questionable, so if Robin Lopez were to sit, like we could definitely go to Gafford at center. But yeah, but the center position is not that great on Yahoo, and normally center is always pretty deep. On Yahoo, I'm seeing more flocking to stars and scrubs, but a more balanced approach is how I'm going tonight. I mean, it's tough to tell right now, T-Bone. It depends on what value opens up from now till lock, but normally stars and scrubs usually always a viable route to go on Yahoo because the pricing is just always so softer there. I mean, you see that with, Anthony Davis at his price tag on Yahoo. For cash, Conley, Craig, and Svi, or Ingles, Harkless, and Daniel Tice, I'd probably take the first one, Conley, Craig, and Svi. Yeah, so Torrey Craig, last game he played a good amount off the bench. He's super cheap, $3,500. He played 32 minutes off the bench. Obviously, 41 DraftKings points. I think that might be a bit of an outlier from a guy like Torrey Craig. But this Phoenix team, they are kind of thin right now when it comes to their bench. They don't have Dario Saric. He's out again. I believe Jay Crowder's out again. Langston Galloway's out. Abdel Nader's out. So there's a good chance we get like 25, maybe 30 minutes from Torrey Craig off the bench. So you could definitely go there. If you're looking for a cheap value for Phoenix, I think he's viable. I think Cam Johnson as well, with those guys out, does benefit. He has to have a big game before I roster him, just like Durant. I'm sure nobody rostered him yesterday. Yeah, I didn't play the early slate or whatever. I know the Lakers, I think they played like early, or I can't remember the last time they played. It might have been Saturday. But yeah, I didn't roster AD on that slate. I don't think really anybody did. But that was just because we didn't exactly know how many minutes he was going to play. Given that he played 28 last game, you have to assume he plays probably 28 again, if not maybe 30. And if you get 30 minutes from AD at $22 on Yahoo, I mean, like I said, he could just blow that price out of the water. If Westbrook is out, Beal almost a must-play. I mean, it's an 11-game slate. I wouldn't say that Bradley Beal would be a must-play, but he would definitely be one of my favorite pay-up options if Westbrook were to get ruled out. If Embiid is in, do you like him? If Tobias Harris plays, we already know that Ben Simmons is going to play. If Tobias Harris plays too, then I don't think I'm going to go to Embiid. But if Tobias Harris gets ruled out and Embiid plays, then yeah, I think Embiid definitely gets a boost there and would become viable. Right now, though, I think I lean Jokic over Embiid. We still like Dozier. I still like PJ Dozier. I mean, he should start, play around 30 minutes. He's going to continue to start while Will Barton's out, and he's been productive when he gets minutes. So, yeah, PJ Dozier definitely still viable for me. What's up, Noah? If Westbrook sits, do you think Beal would be a lock and load? Like I said, I don't think, on an 11-game slate, nobody's a must-play. Nobody outside of, a 3K guy that's going to play like 35 minutes. But Beal would become one of my favorite pay-up options. I'll say that for sure. If Westbrook gets ruled out, Beal's going to be one of my favorite studs. Any interest in Torrey Craig? Yeah, we just mentioned that. I think he's, for sure in play. I don't think I'm going to play Torrey Craig on this slate. I feel like there's going to be better value open up, but, he's viable, I think. 6K, you can't beat that. 25 to 30 minutes, you'll be pissed if he goes ham. Yeah. a lot of people said that if AD was 6K on DK, they'd play him. So I feel like he's going to get some ownership on Yahoo then because he's around, his Yahoo price is equivalent to like 6K on DK. For those of you that do play on Yahoo. Pirtle at center tonight. Yeah, I think Pirtle is a good option. Him, Jared Allen. If you can't pay up for Jokic or Embiid, I think those are the guys I'm kind of looking to like in the mid-range right now are Jared Allen and Pirtle. If Westbrook's out, would you play Beal and PG? I mean, if you can make it work, I think that's definitely a good way to go, Chris. I'm totally fine with that. Would you take Jared Allen over Plumlee? Yeah, I would. I would definitely go with Allen there. Any Jaren Jackson Jr. love? Not on DK, but I did mention his Yahoo price. He's $17 over there. So if you play Yahoo, I do like Jaren Jackson Jr. there. But I don't think I'm playing him on DK at $6,500. Mike Conley or Dejounte Murray? I think I'd rather go with Dejounte Murray. But both are viable for me. I think I'd take Murray, though. Conley, White, or Garland? I mean, probably Garland there if you have the salary. Why play Jaren Jackson Jr. when Joval's back? I mean, Jaren Jackson Jr., even with Joval in, you look at previous seasons, he's been a guy that has consistently been a fantasy point per minute player, and he played 25 minutes in the last game that he was active in. He did rest their other game, but he's going to play today. My best guess is we get 25, 28 minutes from Jaren Jackson Jr. He averages a fantasy point per minute. On Yahoo, he's $17. I'm not playing him on DK, but on Yahoo, that's where I think Jaren Jackson Jr. becomes viable. Jared Allen or Plumlee on Yahoo, I would take Jared Allen there. Ingles or Clarkson, I think I'd go with Ingles between those two. Beal or PG, right now I lean Paul George, but if Westbrook gets ruled out, then I'm probably gonna swap to Beal. I think I would definitely take Beal over PG if Westbrook's out, but if Westbrook plays, I'd rather have Paul George. There's a good chance though that I'd try and play both because those are two of my favorite spin ups right now. Obviously, Beal dependent on Westbrook though. Vooch, Williamson, or Julius Randle? Probably be between Randle or Zion. I think I'd go Randle, but that's close between him and Zion. Be one of those two. MPJ or Bogdan? I think I'd rather have Bogdan, assuming that Trey's out again. I don't think we have do we have official news on Trey yet? Okay, so Trey's out again. Okay, yeah, I'd definitely take Bogdan, I think. Why don't you do FanDuel? I mean, I play on DK, I play on Yahoo. I already manage lineups on both of those sites, so I could play on FanDuel, but right now my main focus is just, make content and play on those two sites. Thoughts on DeRozan? I'm probably not playing DeRozan today. I just think there's too many other guys I'd rather play over him. I'd be more likely to play him on Yahoo just because you have to play at least one small forward, and, on Yahoo you don't have, dual position eligibility. So he's, I guess, viable there, but there's, you've got so many good small forwards that are in the mid-range, like Buddy Hield, Kevin Huerter, you got PJ Dozier for cheap. There's a lot of small forwards I like on Yahoo, not DeRozan. That I would rather play over DeRozan that are cheaper. CP3 or Edwards? I'd probably take Chris Paul there, Chris. I go with Chris Paul. With Steven Adams questionable, would you take a chance with Hernan Gomez at minimum price? Only if he starts. If he doesn't start, then I probably wouldn't go there. But depending on if Adams gets ruled out and, if either Hernan Gomez or Jackson Hayes were to start, I'd like whichever one were to start. Since when has Beal been a small forward? What is wrong with DK? Also got my money back from the premature lock the other day. I didn't get my money back that day. I don't know. Did they do refunds that day? That was kind of weird. Yeah, they early locked a game, but I didn't get any refunds. I also cashed on that slate, though, so maybe it was if you didn't cash, they gave you your money back. I don't know. But yeah, Beal, he's been playing small forward because they've been going with, with Westbrook and Neto as their two, their 1 and 2 lately. So Beal's kind of been their small forward, technically, I guess. Bacon or KCP? If Ennis and Terrence Ross are out again, I'd probably go with Bacon there, Kenny. Right now, I think those guys are questionable, though. Who are your top power forward players? On Yahoo, there's a lot of guys. I don't think I'm paying up at power forward. I think I'm looking to, a Harrison Barnes for $25, AD for $22. We talked about Jaren Jackson Jr. for $17. On Draftkings, again, I don't think I'm paying up here, so Harrison Barnes, I don't think I'm going to play at $7,700, but on Yahoo, I do like him on Yahoo. Probably Jeremy Grant, Darius Baisley. I think these are the kind of guys I'm looking to at power forward right now. If Westbrook gets ruled out, then I definitely like Rui, but Aaron Gordon, I guess, if you want to, riskier option, you could play him for a little bit cheaper. But I think those are the few guys I'm kind of looking to at the position right now. Thoughts on fading Phoenix and New York? I mean, I don't think there's like any must plays in that game. There's definitely guys that are viable. Derrick Rose, I do have interest in from the Knicks. On Phoenix side, like you could play Cam Johnson as a value. You could play Torrey Craig, but like I don't think there's like none of the best plays on the slate are coming from that game. I don't think so. Yeah, I guess you could fade it. That's who is White and Lightning. I like him on Yahoo for $12. Yeah, if Westbrook gets ruled out, I like Neto a lot at his Yahoo price. I still don't think I'd play him at whatever 5,200 on DK, but on Yahoo I think he's definitely viable, especially if Westbrook gets ruled out. Sadiq Bey, I'm not playing Sadiq Bey. When the Pistons are fully healthy, I just rarely play anyone on Detroit, and they're pretty much fully healthy today. So I don't think, outside of Jeremy Grant and maybe Mason Plumlee, I'm probably not playing any other Pistons or even considering any other Pistons outside of those two guys. I think it depended on how much you spent compared to your winnings. Yeah, I think I tripled up that day, so I don't know I guess they did refunds if you took a loss. Tatum out tomorrow and Kemba. Well, that'll be interesting. Kemba out with a side, Tatum out with an ankle. Interesting. Man, Boston, like, they're just in shambles right now. Like, I was seeing clips, like, on Twitter and stuff. Like, they just don't look interested at all right now. Like, they just look so just out of it. I mean, where's Boston at, like, in the standings? Do they even have a chance to, like, make the postseason? Like, I don't really keep up with the standings, but I don't know. Russ or Luka? I'd probably take Russ if he plays, obviously. I'd probably take Russ there, King Carter. John Morant or Booker on Yahoo? Both $33. I think I'd take John Morant, but that's close. I think I would go with Morant, though, there, Donovan. Aaron Gordon in play? Yeah, I think if you're looking for a cheaper power forward, Anson, like there's not a ton of great power forwards that really stand out to me tonight on DraftKings. So if you want to go a little bit cheaper, Aaron Gordon's 5,100. He's been terrible, but you would think at some point he's going to have a good game. I mean, especially with no Jamal Murray, with no Will Barton. Aaron Gordon's definitely viable. But all right, guys, we've been live for about 30 minutes, so I think I am going to wrap up the stream here. As always, guys, I do appreciate you watching. Appreciate all you guys tuning in, as always. We should be live once again tomorrow around the same time, breaking down Tuesday's slate. Good luck tonight, guys. If I don't take down the tournament, hope one of you guys do. All right, good luck, fellas. Good luck. Appreciate you watching.